Hi everyone! So we are currently sitting in the car waiting to pick Poppy up from school, and I thought I would just record a little intro for the long overdue welcome to the wedding acrylic sign. I said in my very first video that I would do a video of me decorating it, and I started working on it. The video is over a few days. With having a young family and children, life gets in the way, so I wasn't able to do it all in one go. But I hope you enjoy. Please excuse the fact that I'm sitting on my bed. At the time it was the only place that I could actually find in order to be able to do this DIY project. The children were all downstairs with Chris, so I was able to have a good half an hour to get stuck in. So the foliage that I'm currently gluing onto the bottom to frame the wording that's in the centre, I ordered from AliExpress. I think in total it all came to about £8, so it wasn't too expensive. A little bit bent, as you can see, so I'm trying to just manoeuvre it and twist it around so that I can glue it down. Then the eucalyptus that you see at the side as well, I actually had that left over from a previous project that I did, so I just reused that. And I wanted to add a few different shades of green onto the background around the edging of the sign, just to give it a little bit more depth, add a little bit more colour to it. Originally I was only going to add the grey paper flowers that I have made previously on a tutorial video, but I decided to actually incorporate some of the teal flowers from my actual wedding bouquet, just to give it a little bit more of a pop of colour, because it did look a little bit bland. And I also did include one of the paper roses. I haven't done a tutorial on those yet, I will be doing though. I decided to include one of the paper roses as well onto there, which is made from the story of Alice in Wonderland. I ordered these sheets of paper from Etsy. I'm just also adding in some rose leaves as well. I'm just bending the stem and twisting it because that made it a little bit easier to glue and actually made it a little bit more secure. So I'm putting that in the background just to make sure that none of the sign, the plastic, you could see and it wasn't coming through. And I wanted the flowers and everything to be symmetrical, so you'll see once you can see me fighting with all the webs and everything as well from the hot glue gun, because it always sticks to absolutely everything. And I was interrupted about 3 times doing this video as well, with children coming in. Chris came in to talk to me as well at one point. So I end up making as well a few petals in order to actually put the flowers on, and I wanted it to have a bit of 3D depth. So I'm just trying to position it and see what I'm happy with and which way. The flowers are actually quite large, so they're not easy to stick on. You have to use plenty of glue in order to make them secure. But once they were on, boy, they were not moving whatsoever, which was a relief. And I only actually managed on this part of the video to do the bottom half of the sign. And you will see why as well later on in the video. You'll see why that I was only able to do this half of it. But I absolutely loved it. I really enjoyed making it, and the finished project is, honestly, it was even better than what I imagined. So yeah, here I am making some of the petals, which I decided not to use. So I'm currently halfway through making the floral arrangements on the acrylic sign, and you may have noticed, like me, that the date isn't central. So I contacted Sammy and she made me a new vinyl sticker for the date, and also our names as well, just in case those don't look central once I've changed the date on it. So I have to take off the date and rearrange it and put that on there. Sammy was really lovely, and I went and visited her this morning and picked up a few more DIY things that she's made. So she's made me a load of these vinyl signs, which will be used for my next project, which is the Order of the Day sign. I've got things arriving for that, and she also did me all of my wedding hangers. So I've got a small one for Layla, my flower girl, who is my niece, and then obviously all my bridesmaid hangers and everything. So I've got all those ready to go. So I'm going to change the date on the acrylic sign, finish decorating the top, and then we'll see how it looks. So as you can see, the date is not central. The roses here in the middle are central, so the date's slightly off. So I've been advised that the best way to remove vinyl, which is stuck, I tried to remove the little dot and it's left some residue behind, is apparently to heat it up with the hairdryer, and then I'm going to try and tweeze it off with some crafting tweezers. So wish me luck. Hi, it's me again. I figured you didn't want to hear the hairdryer blowing while I was trying to remove the lettering, but it came off really, really easy, as you can see. There we go, all removed, but you can see the outline of the glue, so I'm going to see if I can... Yeah, I think this is just going to rub off. So I'm just going to give this a wash down, and then we can attach the date, which I've actually got printed as smaller, more central. I'm going to give it a wipe down with this microfiber cloth, and hopefully I can get all the residue up. Seems to be working, apart from that bit. Don't want to scratch the sign. I'm worried I've just made that worse. Okay, there's still a little bit of glue there. This is the new date, which actually needs to be around here. I think that's about central. This is harder than I thought, but now I need to decide whether our names are actually central or not. So I used the hairdryer again, heated it up, and then used a wipe to wipe it. I think this is the best that I'm going to get it to look. So I'm going to attach the new date on. I have never attached vinyl before, and I really hope I do this correct. So I think there. I don't really want to use a credit card to push down because I think it might scratch the acrylic sign. See if that's enough. Oop. Oh, excuse my thumbnail. My gel polish has started to peel off, and for some reason this little bit, it's a bit that won't come off on my thumb. Ooh, so far so good. And done. Okay, I don't think that looks too bad. I think it looks okay. No numbers came off. There's no big smudges. It is in a straight line, and it is central to my flowers. The date is smaller, which I kind of like how it's gone down. I did get the tape measure out and measure the names. There is about 1/2 inch difference between this side and this side, but it's handmade. I don't think anybody's going to be measuring it on the day, and I am worried that I'm going to end up destroying the sign if I keep peeling things off and reattaching them. So I'm going to leave it as it is, and now I'm going to just put some floral arrangements on the top, and that should be the sign done. So let's get stuck into that now. There's about a week time difference between me decorating the bottom and actually then getting around to decorating the top. It has been quite a long project for me to do. And then also the camera does move because my glue gun decided that it wasn't working, so I had to mess around and play with that. So this one was a bit more difficult. I decided as well that I wanted the top to be less busier than the bottom. So the bottom display is actually a bit fuller and wider than the top. I didn't attach as much eucalyptus onto it. Did burn my fingers a few times, and you can see all of the glue gun spider webs as well that just get stuck absolutely everywhere. But I have to say, I am absolutely made up with how this looks at the end as well. The more I look at it, the more I'm completely in love with it. And I don't think that unless you've really look, and unless obviously you, like me, you've made this, that you'll notice the difference on the fact that our names are just slightly off centre. I've sent a picture to a few different people as well, and they've all said that unless I pointed it out, they actually didn't notice. So fingers crossed, no one actually looks at it that closely on the day, which I'm sure they won't. So again, just attaching the foliage, all of it from AliExpress, absolute bargain. So if you wanted to make your own and decorate it, go to AliExpress. The rose I'm attaching now was just made out of grey card, so it's actually a lot sturdier than the paper, harder to make as well, so I only have the one of. But I just wanted obviously to incorporate the grey, and the teal flowers that I attached are smaller than the big grey flowers as well, aside from the two teal ones that I put in the middle. But I wanted it all to be symmetrical, and I wanted it all to match, which it does. And then I had already pre-made some flowers as well, so there's no petal making on this video, well, this section of the video anyway. And it actually was a lot quicker to make, to be honest, because I had an idea as to what I wanted to do. A lot of it's just playing around, and I attached a lot more of the rose leaves as well to cover all the background. But obviously because the top isn't as fuller, I didn't use it, so I've got quite a lot of excess foliage as well from what I ordered. So excuse my postpartum belly, as you can see at the side of the video. 4-month-old baby. It's not shifting quite as fast as what I expected, but hey, you know, we've got about 4 months to go till the wedding. I'm sure I can lose a little bit more, continuing on keto. And then I actually finished it. Well, actually, do you know what? I'll show you at the end of the video, and you can let me know what you think. Here is the finished sign. I added some gems into the centre of all the flowers, and gave it a wipe down, obviously all of the glue gun spider webs. But I'm really pleased with how it's turned out, and I can't wait to use it. So thank you so much for watching my video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.